I'm going to go ahead and open the public hearing. It's 10:38. I'm asking that anyone in attendance please go to the chat, open up the chat function, and if you don't know how to do that, there should be a couple of different icons at the bottom of your screen, one that looks like a bubble. Click on that, it'll open your chat on your right-hand side. Just list your name and the community you're from, and if you're from an organization or a business, list that also, please. Okay. You find that okay, Brian?
I have to go to the screen. Yeah, I see it. Lindsay's on it right now. Yeah.
And down at the bottom, just do please select everyone, and then you just write in your information. Okay. So I'm going to convene this public hearing. It's 10:39. I'm going to just briefly outline what was in the notice of public hearing. The City of Greenfield, through the Community and Economic Development Department, will hold a public hearing today, Wednesday, March 13th at 10:30 a.m. There's instructions on how to join via computer and how to join via phone. For the purposes of this meeting at the moment, there are 3 attendees. They are MJ Adams, Office of Community Development in Greenfield, Lindsay Rowe, Community Development Administrator, City of Greenfield, and Brian McHugh, Franklin County Regional Housing and Redevelopment Authority in Montague.
And 95 Columbus Avenue, Greenfield.
Oh, and 95 Columbus Ave. Great, thank you. So as a resident of Greenfield, you're offering.
Yes.
But great, thank you. Okay, the purpose of the hearing is to discuss reprogramming CDBG 18 block grant funds to create a small business forgivable loan program during the COVID-19 pandemic. The city is requesting to use approximately $50,000 in CDBG 18 funds from our commercial improvement program that was originally designed for sign and facade rehabs, and transfer that over to fund a for-profit business to support small business loan programs. The funds will first be targeted to micro enterprises with 5 or fewer, we said FTEs. We are modifying that to meet the micro enterprise definition by HUD, and that's 5 or fewer employees, which include the owners. And there'll be a second phase planning to serve small businesses with 10 or fewer employees at a point a little later in the process as we get greater definition from HUD. So in addition to the reprogramming of Greenfield's existing CDBG funds, this hearing will also discuss additional allocations of CDBG funds that may be made available through the CDBG CARES Act funds. As of April 24th, Greenfield's allocation of these additional funds is not yet known, and Greenfield will make that information known as soon as possible. Any person or organization present will be given the opportunity to comment at the hearing. The city will make every attempt to provide interpretive and translation services if necessary with advance requests. We did not receive any advance requests. And for additional information, you can see the city's web page at City of Greenfield, Community and Economic Development Department. So I'm going to do a brief presentation of what we're planning to do, where we've been and where we're going, and then I'll open it up for comments. So last week, the city received approval from DHCD to reprogram some of our fiscal year 19 block grant funds, and we currently have $50,000 available to offer out through our COVID recovery micro enterprise program, which will be open for application at noon today, May 13th. That program design is the basis of what we are requesting the additional funding from the CDBG 19 money for, and that is we will be requesting an additional $50,000 be made available from the CDBG 19 for our micro enterprise assistance program. And to give you some guidelines of what our micro enterprise program looks like, it is targeted to businesses that are 5 or fewer employees, with one of those employees being the business owner. The business owner must be income eligible by earning less than 80% of the HUD median income. The businesses must have been open at least from September 10th, 2019 to March 10th, 2020. They must have achieved an annual gross annual sales of greater than $20,000 a year in the last year. If they have been operating less than a year, they can annualize out their year-to-date numbers to see if they accomplish that benchmark. They must currently be open, even though they can be open on limited hours, and or they must intend to reopen as allowed by the governor's orders on reopening businesses. We are also offering a preference to brick and mortar operations in Greenfield. The type of assistance that will be provided will be a forgivable loan of up to $5,000. We will be asking small businesses, micro enterprises to provide a budget of what they intend to spend the $5,000 on over the next 3 months. They are not allowed to double dip. That is, if they are receiving funding for that particular item from another funding source, they cannot use community development block grant funds to cover the cost of that item. After 3 months, we will ask them to provide documentation that they have spent the money as they had presented they would. And at that point, we will provide forgiveness of that loan, provided that they have, like I said, spent the money as they intended, and they are also certifying that they are not, there's no duplication of benefits with other programs for those same expenses. We did an information session yesterday morning, May 12th. We have the application ready to launch at noon today, and we expect to start reviewing the applications first thing next week. With this particular request here in this public hearing today, we are, like I said, requesting an additional $50,000 from our CDBG 18 program to be added into the pot. And once that is approved, we will make those funds available to the Micro Enterprise Recovery Assistance Program. There. Are there any questions or comments?
I have a question.
You from Montague and Greenfield.
Both sides of the river. You mentioned about preferences, and I'm wondering how the applications. Are you going to take applications in? Are they going to be scored, or how are they? How are you going to deal with that?
We have opened it up to first come, first serve.
Okay. All right. So, but if you say preference for brick and mortar, is that like a tiebreaker or something kind of thing?
We wanted to make, yes, it would be a tiebreaker, although we're essentially processing things as they come along. We just wanted to indicate that it's a preference for bricks and mortar. So we wanted to encourage bricks and mortars operations to get their applications in, because we're processing first come, first serve, but are paying particular attention to bricks and mortar operations.
Okay, great. Well, I wanted to express, as a resident, I want to express my support of the program and using the money in this manner. I think it's a great thing for the businesses in Greenfield.
Great, thank you. Lindsay, any comment? Great.
No comment.
One other factor. Are you talking, Linz? Okay. One other thing I just wanted to make clear is that we are contemplating a small business program that is for We're contemplating a small business assistance program for businesses that have more than 5 employees, but we will probably hold another public hearing on that, as we have not received any guidance on what that might look like. We are looking for relief specifically on the job creation and retention requirements of the current regulations, and have not received that information. So I expect that once we have that information, we will probably conduct another public hearing to have a discussion about what that program will look like here in Greenfield.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Okay. Hearing no other questions or comments, I'm going to go ahead and adjourn this meeting. Thank you all.
All right, thank you.